Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I am going to show you how I connected Prometheus, Node Exporter and Grafana using two cloud platforms. We are going to see Google Cloud and AWS. As a setup overview, I have created two virtual machines in Google Cloud. The first VM is called Learn. On this server I have installed On this Learn server, I have installed the Prometheus and Grafana as services, and the second VM is called Client 1. On this machine, I have installed Node Exporter. Once Node Exporter is configured in Client 1, then I went to the Prometheus configuration file, Prometheus.yml file on the Learn server and added the IP address of the client. So this allows Prometheus to scrape metrics from node exporter running on client 1, and then the data will be reflecting to Grafana. So then I have installed Grafana also in this same server Learn to showcase the dashboard. The way I have configured here is, this is the Prometheus server. This public URL, public IP is the Learn IP, Learn VM IP. So we are able to see Prometheus is loading. And if you see the status of target, see this Prometheus is the local host. This is our current Learn virtual machine. And this is the client node exporter. If you see, this IP belongs to the client 1. And I also created another VM in Amazon Web Service, AWS. This VM name is called client AWS. Okay. So I have installed node exporter in this VM also and added this IP address in my Google Cloud's Learn Prometheus configuration file. Okay, I will show those files and all. For now, this is the introduction of this video, and in this Prometheus, I'm able to see everything here. And one more thing, if I go, for example, I have bookmarked my this Grafana. So if you see, this Grafana is pointing with this public URL, public IP 34.59. That is my Learn main machine. So here in this virtual machine only, I have installed the Grafana. So Grafana is pointing here. So using this Grafana, I am able to select the client node exporter or the node exporter AWS. So currently this is showing here. And if you see here, using this client node exporter, I am able to see the client 1 machine, which is residing in the Google GCP. So, and this is client AWS. As I mentioned, if I select this node exporter AWS, I can see the IP changed and you can see the metrics over here. See, this is 2 CPU and 9 GB, 4 GB RAM. The same thing I have selected here. So far, I have showed this job selection, and I have showed the Prometheus metrics over here. In this, this is GCP VM and AWS. So how these configurations are made? To understand that, we need to log into those servers. So first, let me log into. See, I'm already there in GCP server. So I am logging in again. So I am here now. So this is my GCP server. So I'm using Ubuntu 24 here. Okay. So as I already mentioned, here I have installed Prometheus and Grafana both are running as a service. So let us check that. Sudo systemctl status Prometheus. See, Prometheus is running here. Similar. Let us check Grafana server I have installed here. So if you see here, Grafana also running. Okay. So to enable these stuffs as a service, I have copied those configuration files in the bin, and let me show you how I installed this. So installing Prometheus and Grafana is very simple. Just go to this page. See here, as my VMs, both one, two, three, all three VMs are Ubuntu operating system. So I am selecting anything or leave it, no problem. See here, this is pre-release. This is the LTS version. So I have downloaded this 3.5 version only. So this Linux version I have taken. So installing, downloading the tar and those stuffs and all, I will show in the installation video. I'll cover separate video. So this Prometheus I have installed, and then I have installed Node Exporter in the. This is the Node Exporter. Node Exporter we need to install in client machines. For example, here in this GCP I have installed in client one. So this client one system metrics will be reporting to this learn Prometheus main server, I can call. Same like that. This is another client system running in AWS platform. So this system metrics will be reporting to this GCP learn virtual machine. So this is how the configurations are done. So this is my GCP VM. Let me clear this. So if you want, we can also go and check where it is. I can show you here. These configuration files are already copied here, and whatever the node exporter details I have used for GCP VM client or AWS client, I have configured here. Let me show that. Okay, so if you see here, this is the configuration page. In this, I have given, see, this is job name I have given client node exporter, and another job name is node exporter AWS. If you see here, this is the job name which is displaying there, client node exporter AWS. So in this client node exporter, I have given the GCP VM's public IP here, and the port to listen is 9100. Similar, this is the AWS machine. In this AWS machine, I have given the job name node exporter AWS, and I have given the IP of AWS. See, this IP is 3.110.148.6. The same IP I have given here. This is how we need to make the configuration changes. So these configuration files and all I will share in my next video how we are going to do the installation parts. So in this, our only part is wherever the client machine we are installing the node exporter, we need to configure just this detail. For example, here I have given AWS. If suppose or by chance I am going to install another one node exporter in Azure VM, then these file lines are okay enough for me. I'll just copy and I'll paste, and I'll mention as node exporter Azure, and I'll keep the Azure's public IP, and I will open the port in 9100. Once this is done, the same will be reflecting here. Now AWS is reflecting. Once that is done, Azure will be reflecting here. So this is how this concept is working. And once that is also done here, along with this AWS, another Azure will also showing here. not only for cloud platforms, we can do for our on-prem or our home systems also. We can configure and we can provide the current machine IP address and configure in this Prometheus configuration so that we can see multi-cloud thing or even on-premise stuffs, everything in the same page. So this is the specialty of Grafana. So using this Grafana, we are able to see the system metrics. For now, I am just showing the system metrics. We can see more than this application metrics and many things we can see here. I'm just giving a simple example of system. That's all. So far, we have seen about our main server, right? So in this server, I have shown the running Grafana server, Prometheus. Okay, so I have shown the service. Let us get out from this server and let's log in. I'm logging in another server. Yeah. So, so in this, sorry, spelling mistake. So in this client machine, I've, I have enabled node exporter to run as a service. So this service is active and running. So this particular service only collecting the metrics and sending that metrics to the learn server to the Prometheus, and from Prometheus we are displaying the data in Grafana. Okay, so similarly I have shown you GCP client, right? So let us see AWS also. So for AWS we need to follow this key process login. Here also same process. Let me copy and paste here. Sudo. See, this is my just running fine. So the node exporter service is running fine. So this node exporter is responsible for collecting the metrics of this AWS server, and it sends the data to this particular learn Prometheus, and those details are showing up here. And this data fetched up and showing in the Grafana. This is the process. So it's all showing up, right? So let us try one simple example. I am stopping this client one VM. I'm just stopping this client one. Let's see what is happening. Yeah. So now it shows down. So in this scenario, in this Prometheus monitoring, see, it is showing down. Here I can set alerts over here. So that alerts will trigger email or it will alert you in some whatever the ways which is allowed. Finally, this is stopped. And Prometheus it is showing down. It's in Grafana. Just 5 minutes. That's all. Nothing is here. See, the CPU is fully down, and some network traffic only happened few minutes back, and that also stopped completely. So this clearly shows that system is fully down. If we set any alerts or anything, it will trigger. And similarly, let me change to AWS. Once I change the AWS, okay, so the yeah, instance is showing up and the values are showing up here. Okay, fine. So this is the process. So we'll get alert over here and it'll happen. Let me start this VM pack. applies for AWS also. If I stop this instant and start back, this IP will change. For example, for now, this 3.110 is the IP. Now I'm stopping this VM. Let's see. After this, it will change. Yeah. So this stop immediately happened in AWS. So this see, we can see the AWS also down. Right. Once this comes up, it will surely have different IP. I need to configure again. But in our regular corporate world, in enterprise stuffs and all, they will be having a dedicated static IP, so that IP will never change. So no problem in that. Even we can also do the same here, but we need to pay extra for that. But I don't want that. So as a conclusion, in this project, we successfully monitored servers from two different cloud providers, Google Cloud and AWS, using Prometheus and Grafana. This is a simple configuration wise. This is very simple because we are doing only two VMs, but this is really a powerful example of multi-cloud monitoring. That's all for today's video. Anyhow, what I'm going to do is I'm going to delete all my VM. In our next video, let us do all the configuration from the beginning. I'm going to clear all these VMs now. Let's do the fresh configuration in our next video and see how to install Prometheus, how to install Grafana server, and how to install Node Exporter, and how to make all these things as a, running as a service, and how to connect the data source. Yeah, one thing I missed. See here, the Grafana connection. Here is the data source. Here we need to, this data source we need to configure. Then only we will be getting the data in our dashboards. Okay. Fine. So in our next video, we will see all this thing from the very beginning, including the VM's creation. Thing is clear now. So in AWS, that VM I have terminated. I'm not sure when it will get deleted. I'm not that much good in AWS. Fine. So in GCP, it is cleared. The VM instances are completely cleared. In our next video, let's start from the scratch. Let's create a VMs, and then we will do the installation of all these apps, and we will see how the metrics and monitoring them. So if you see here, nothing will work now. Everything cleared out. Part of this project, I have given enabled. See here, I have enabled these many ports and all. Hello Prometheus. Hello Prometheus. SSH client for Prometheus. This is for, yeah. And this is for Grafana to allow to access the 3000 port. So I need to delete all these rules. Let me double check. From no, hello Prometheus. This is a client for Prometheus Grafana. So I'm deleting all these firewall rules, so that in our next demo, let us start everything from the scratch to end. Okay, thank you. So that's all for today's demo. If you like this demo, please give a thumbs up, subscribe, and stay tuned for more DevOps or cloud related videos. Feel free to share if you have any comments or suggestions. Thank you.